Hey, people, listen, happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It is Friday night trending topics. It's the holiday weekend. Listen, if some of y'all are traveling for the holiday weekend, God bless y'all and be safe, okay? Have fun. If you're partying with the family, you're barbecuing, save a piece of chicken or something for me. Well, I don't need chicken, but save something for me. Maybe some, everybody can't make potato salad. I'm gonna figure out what y'all can save for me, okay? Save me something good. Now, listen, people, every time I go and I do the math and everything with the tickets, y'all cheating diva. Y'all do me so dirty. I come here every night, Monday through Friday. I pour my heart and soul out to y'all, and y'all don't give a darn because y'all just won't even hit the like button. Hit the like button, people, and start cheating me out the tickets. Now, listen, the platform is full, and I'm so glad that the platform is full on a night where I started late. So the train pulled out a little late tonight, but you know what though? The train is still pulling out. Now it's Friday night trending topics, and we got some good stuff to talk about, okay? This bus driver went wild, okay? The school bus driver at that. Yeah, we got to talk about it, okay? Wait, you said, Diva, you don't eat barnyard pit. Okay? Listen. The bus driver going wild. And this man, he found $5,000 in the bag. He claimed there was nothing in the bag that can prove who the bag belonged to. So he just felt like he hit the lottery. And he kept the money. And now he got arrested. We're going to talk about it. And then, unfortunately, a pregnant girl accused of stealing the alcohol. Now, hopefully, well, I don't know if she was drinking while pregnant. I don't know what the situation was, but I know she was accused of stealing from the liquor store, and now she's no longer alive. The baby didn't make it either. We're going to talk about it. Thank you, Sheila, because the people trying to cheat us, right? We got 60 likes, and there's 96 people in the building. People, hit the like button. And listen, before I load, matter of fact, I'll load the train, then I'll give you an update on Kevin Costner's. Shout out to the prenups, people. Shout out to the prenups. Prenup 1, okay? Christine was being greedy, and now greedy got her nowhere. But we'll talk about it. But I'm going to load this platform up first. Choo choo. Yeah, I don't still need the honey. Listen, I'm not going to jail. No. Thank you, Best IBK. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. I'm about to board this train, so I need a what? I need a choo choo. All aboard, everybody. We're going to board this train for Friday night trending topics because the people are waiting on the platform. Come on, Fifi. The prenups win. Holla, shout out to the prenups, okay? Shout out to the prenups. All right, I'm going to load this train, this platform here. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo
Okay.
choo.
Choo. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Felicia,
Choo.
E, Leo, Dustin,
Hey.
Denzel,
Hey.
Nikki,
Hi,
Julie.
David.
Hey, everybody. Friday night,
Hey,
Friday night.
y'all. Choo
Can I,
Okay.
choo. Let's
mm,
get to the message.
Choo choo. Let's go.
Let's go. Dustin, what was you trying to say?
can I give an update on Ruby Frankie?
Oh, of course you can. Go ahead. What you got?
I I got some more news. I seen some more news on that today, and it was her 12-year-old, the one that was jumping out the window. His
Wow.
name is it was 12-year-old. That's the one that had tape on his ankles, and I guess he's supposed to be in the hospital getting treatment.
Yeah, it's very sad. I mean, you know what? Thank God that it was found out sooner than later, and all the kids are alive. And now, from this moment on, for the rest of their lives, hopefully they can live a
And
true,
I guess I
healthy
guess that I guess that I guess
existence.
she had other kids in her house, and they all got out. I
They all
guess
got
that
out. So praise the Lord. Thanks for
yeah,
that update, Dustin.
you're
So
welcome.
first, let's get another update here. See, greed don't pay. Don't pay to be greedy. Kevin Costner's wife was getting a temporary $100,000 in change in child support. She wanted 200 and something thousand. Okay, 250,000, because she said that luxury is in the kids' DNA. They can't be downgraded. But now they had their day in court, and the judge said you're going to get $63,000 a month. So now, Christine, figure your life out, okay? Kevin Costner must pay estranged wife $63K in child support. Kevin Costner just found out how big of a check he has to cut to his estranged wife, Christine, each month for child support, and he's going to be happy. The judge in Kevin and Christine's divorce ruled Friday that Kevin's going to be forking over $63,209. Okay. Oh, all right. Now it's an end to a bitter back and forth between Kevin and Christine over how much he should be ponying up. During Friday's hearing, Kevin took to the stand to answer some questions from his lawyer, saying somehow in this unusual world we didn't make it, and he said, "I'm sorry." He said it didn't work out. He said, "I'm sorry." Okay. Listen, you always got to humble yourself, people. Humbleness works. Okay. That's a good statement for him to say. He said, "I'm sorry it didn't work out." Kevin said the biggest concern going into the relationship with Christine was having kids and getting divorced. Okay. Now he playing on the sympathy card. Shout out for Kevin for really knowing how to act when it's important. Okay. Okay. He said because he had 3 kids with his first wife and got divorced. Kevin and Christine ended up having 3 kids and getting divorced too. Now, how ironic is that, right? 3. Okay, his unlucky number. Remember, Christine originally asked for $248,000 a month in child support, but Kevin claimed she was padding the bill simply because he could afford it. With Costner claiming the actual amount she needs for the 3 kids is around $63K a month. I know she's sick to her stomach on this Friday. In the end, the judge essentially went with Kevin's figure. The actor's testimony also featured Kevin saying he wanted to pass his properties down to his kids, and he said, "I don't hide money from my wife." Okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So listen, Christine, you tried it. You tried it. Now, a whole lot of other things came out in this. That she had a boyfriend. She's stupid. She was stupid for going on that vacation.
I said it from the beginning, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I said when them pictures came out. I'm sorry, I decided to take the lead today. I said when them pictures came out, she didn't look like she was too brokenhearted going through that divorce, being all smiley with dudes shirtless walking next to her.
Well, she went around with the boyfriend too soon. She was too confident and too cocky. Exactly. Now her and that man got to figure out how to do what they do with $63,000 a month. Okay, Christine, you did it to herself. Come on now. That's what she gets. She left him and just got back from Hawaii with his friend. Go dig it. Oh, whoa, whoa,
whoa. Come through.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
Come through with it now.
Yeah. Wait, Carrie said, "I'll take the $63K and raise them kids." Holler at me, Christy. Come on, holler at us. Okay, we can make it do what it do. It's okay. Yeah. Is she dumb, stupid, or both? Come on now.
Yes, come girl, on now. Say it now.
Come on now. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's stories, okay? I think we're going to start out with this man who found $5,000 and didn't decide to take it to the police or say anything. He thought he could just keep it. Now, come on, mister. What was you thinking? Well, let's check out his story. He'll be the first one up here today on the docket. Let's talk about this man right here. He said, "I found a bag with $5K cash on the ground." He said, "Now I'm being charged with grand larceny." Okay. He said a man who felt like he had won the lottery after finding a bag containing nearly $5,000 in a car park has been charged with larceny. Robert from Trumbull, Connecticut, said he found the bag of cash on the ground outside a local bank in May and decided to keep it, thinking it was his lucky day. "I walked out into the parking lot, saw something on the ground, and there was no one around, so I picked it up," he said. Okay. It wasn't like I stole something. Everything was in the moment, and it was like I hit the lottery. That was it. Okay. So that's what he said. He was in the parking lot. He saw a bag on the ground. Nobody was around. He picked it up. Money was in it. And he said, whoa, I hit the lottery. According to the police, the 56-year-old who turned himself into the police last week believed he had no obligation to return the bag to his rightful owner. This is like a crock of baloney. "I found money and now it's probably going to cost me money," he said. Okay, he did not notice anything identifiable in the bag. "If I knew I was wrong in the first place, I would have given it back. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. Okay. So police said the bag, which was full of town tax receipt funds, was clearly marked with the bank's insignia and contained numerous documents that identified the contents belonged to the town of Trimble. Okay. Officers launched an investigation when an employee of the town's tax collector's office was unable to locate the bank deposit bag while making a delivery to the bank on Tuesday, May 30th. You know what? This stupid bank employee, forgive me, how you going to just drop the bag of money? But anyway, we'll carry on. Police combed through surveillance videos, obtained search warrants, and conducted numerous interviews before learning the bag has simply been inadvertently dropped on the ground outside the bank where the guy picked it up. Okay, 3 months on, he was charged on Friday with third-degree larceny, punishable up to 5 years in prison and up to $5,000 in fines. Okay, he runs a dog training business, claimed he has never had a criminal record. After living in the town for 20 years, I'm not looking for trouble, he said. He was released from custody to appear in court on September 5th. So they let him spend the holidays at home. Okay, and then he got to appear in court on the 5th. Now, in my opinion, if you would have found this bag of money, what would you have done? What should happen to this guy?
Listen here. I ain't no saint or nothing, okay, but I would hope that I would have, looked for the person that it belonged to, because here's the thing. People lose stuff all the time and you never win when you playing dirty or whatever. But
that's facts.
I can't be mad at this man neither, because he found it on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And nobody posted nothing saying, hey, we lost this bag on the news. It'd be different if you had put out news articles or it was on the news and he knew where to return it to. But nobody in their right mind is actually going to find $5,000 on the side of the road and be like, oh, well, let me go find out who this $5,000 belongs to. Because the minute you ask somebody, you lost $5,000, everybody going to say that's my money. No, so,
the problem is, though, in my opinion, they said the receipts, the bank receipts was in there to give him a clue. He's claiming nothing was in there.
I'm pretty sure. Let me tell you something, Diva. When he saw all them bills, he wasn't looking at them receipts. Okay, that was just trash to him. After that, he saw them green dollar bills, and that's what made his day.
That's facts. That's facts. Oh, Wayne, what are your thoughts? $5K in the bag. Now he's in trouble.
If it wasn't no receipts in the bag, that's one thing. It'd have been mine. But with receipts in the bag, can't do jail. Can't even go near the jail. I would have turned it in. I would have turned it in, especially if it had names and the clue that it belongs to somebody. You know, I would have turned it in, and I've done that before. I found people's wallet. Yeah. One lady was way down the highway, way down the highway, and she dropped it outside of like a CVS, right? Had money in it. I looked in it. She had a bank card. I went over to Wells Fargo. I told them, I said, I found one of your members' wallets, and it's their card. They said, oh, we'll take it. I said, no, you call her and tell her I got the wallet. So they looked her up, called her, and she came. She realized she was way down. She was out of town, and she came back. She came back. I gave her the wallet, had all the money in it and everything. She said, thank you. I was good.
Did she charge you a 20 or something?
No, they didn't.
She messy. One time I left my, if you sometimes some banks, you go in one door and the ATM machine is right there. I went to get money out. I was rushing. I got the money out and I left my wallet right there. I had my debit card and I had the money I got out. But someone in the bank turned it into the bank. And when they told me they knew who the person was. I said, can I leave money for them? I left them a $20 bill and I didn't even have no money in my wallet, but I had all of these I had my debit card. I had some credit cards. I had my license. So I was grateful that the person turned it in. Yeah, I was grateful, but yeah.
And Diva, and now debit cards is just like money.
Yes, it is.
Because if you don't want to use your pen, you just hit that
You can
green
bypass
button,
it.
bypass it, and there go your cash.
Yep. Bypass it. Felicia, what are your thoughts about the 5K? He thought he hit the lotto.
Hey, I'd have kept it.
Ooh.
I would have kept it. Now, if I opened the bag and I saw beyond the money that they had all these receipts in there,
Right.
and I'm in like a parking lot and I know they got cameras, and I see that the receipt says something about the people of Trumbull or whatever,
Right.
I probably would not have kept it because I would have thought it was a setup.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have said, I'm not going to jail for no bag of money that
Mm-hmm.
looks obviously like it belongs to somebody. But had there been no papers, I would have said, oh yeah, and I'm going to the airport. I'm on vacation. Mm-hmm. I'd have kept it. Okay, I'd have kept it.
Ooh, yes. Now, yes, I have found loose money on the ground. Well, listen, who anybody I look at, they're gonna be like, yeah, that was mine. No, we ain't doing that. Yeah, one time I found $200 and nobody was around. I was like, all right, well, that's my money now. Denzel, 5K in the bag. What are you doing?
Well, listen, it was times that I saw money on the ground, and I'm gonna be honest, I picked it up, but it was loose money. It was no receipts. It was
Right.
just that money, and I picked it up. It was I remember I saw a wallet, and I returned it to the I saw a wallet, and then I saw like a debit card, and I returned it to the customer service. So if it didn't have no receipts in it, I might have taken it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
it got receipts. It got receipts in it. Yeah, I'm gonna return it because I'm not going to jail for nobody. That's it, Diva.
Yeah, that part right there. Now, listen, growing up, they would say if you see a penny on the ground, that was luck, like good luck. I found many pennies too. But that's what they used to say. Dustin, what are your thoughts? Are you going to keep the 5K?
No, I'm gonna give it back.
Okay, you giving back the money. Okay, I hear you, Dustin. All right.
Yep.
Leo, are you keeping the 5K? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dustin. Go ahead.
I feel like that'd be the honest thing to
You
do.
good,
So I'm gonna
Dustin?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be the honest thing to do. So if you find anybody's wallet or anybody's money, you give back to them.
Yes. Okay. Leo, what are you doing with the 5K?
Girl, boy, the temptations, honey, the temptations. It is. I can't sleep at night.
Wait, Leo, before you speak. Wait, Leo, hold on 1 second. She said, I'm gonna tell the truth. Somebody dropped $100 bill. I put my phone in. Oh my God.
Oh my
And it
Lord.
took me 10 minutes to tie my shoe. Well, you know what? Tell the truth on a Friday. Leo, go ahead. What are you doing with this 5K?
I have found lost money, loose money, and kept it because it was loose flying around in the parking lot of the Kmart, that kind of thing. We was all running down them dollars. But it's like $5,000. Oh my God. I would have searched to see if I could see in the bag who it belonged to. And It's at the bank. And I'm sure they had the bank ribbons over the stacks of bills that was in there. So it's just not a thing that I would be comfortable enough with keeping. And I'm gonna tell y'all an old story, right? So I worked at McDonald's. This was like over 30, 40 years ago. I worked at McDonald's 30 years ago. I worked at McDonald's and I found a wallet. And the wallet had like $175 in it. And the person's name was in it.
Okay.
So I turn it in, right, to the manager. And then 2 days later, the guy who looking for his wallet comes back to the McDonald's and the people tell him there ain't no wallet been found. And I was the one that found the wallet. And what I learned from that is that I should have figured out a way to get in contact with the person to be able to get them their money, because the whoever it was a lady, I remember her name or whatever, blonde hair, blue eyes. She took that money out that wallet and threw that wallet in the trash. And my friends was like, "Girl, you just gave her a come up. You turned that wallet in, you gave her a come up. She took that money and she went and paid bills with that money." And so what I learned from that is that I can be genuine in my attempt to try to turn the money in, but you got to be careful of who you turn the money in to.
Absolutely.
That's facts.
You got to be
Amen.
careful money in too. So yes, I would have. If I would have found the receipts, I would have seen it belong to the town. I would have known for sure. Oh no, this ain't getting ready. You ain't getting ready to walk out of here with this bag, and ain't nobody gonna be hunt for you because I got to sleep at night. So I'm gonna turn the money in. But be it as it may, I would have put it in writing that I turned it in. I would have somebody sign something that I turned it in. I want to remember that I turned it in. Because at the end of the day, you can turn it in and you still might be caught in the web of stealing that money.
Woo, child. Woo, she was grimy. She was
trifling.
Yes. And the saddest thing is you feel so, because I don't know the other word to use, you feel so violated when you lose your wallet with all your ID and stuff like that.
Yes.
It just feels, it's a bad feeling. And so when somebody turns it in, I'm always so grateful. I have gotten better, but I was the worst growing up with like losing my wallet.
I was too.
Woo.
I was out of town and left my wallet like on the bus, and the bus driver came to the hotel and I was like 16.
Oh, now Leo, you sound like my son.
Yes. And after that, I'm gonna give you your money back because it was given back to me. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, but it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, man. You got to be careful. You turn it in, and you still might get got for the get down because you the one picked it up in the damn parking lot. So
that part. Listen, Mary, this is a good story. She said her granddaughter found $5 at school. She turned it into the school office. Nobody claimed the money. The principal gave her the $5. That was nice. That's a nice story. Good. I like that story. E, what are your thoughts? What are you doing with this 5K? Auntie Bam. I cannot right now, Auntie Bam. Not the implants. E, are you there? Okay, did E fall asleep on us?
Yeah, all right. She didn't fall asleep on us.
Okay, Nikki, what are your thoughts?
I think it depends on the financial status of my finances at the time that I found said $5,000. No, I'm joking. I would have tried to return it, but not because I'm just this good, above board human being. Now I am a good above board human being, but I'm saying that isn't the sole reason. The reason I would say that I would try to give it back is because I feel like karma doesn't have like a due date. And for me, I've put, how they always tell you, don't put your coffee on top of your car, you're going to forget it. But we inevitably put it up there and forget it. And I've done that where I lost my, what is that thing called? Organizer that had my rent money in it. And it had $1,000. That lady in my apartment complex found it and then called my husband. It was just a whole mess. So that's happened to me. The story I'll tell y'all is this. One time I went to Louis Vuitton. My husband took me there to like get a birthday gift. This like 2 years ago. And he was like telling me, put your wallet, put your cell phone, make sure, because I was trying to get like a sling bag or something. He was like trying to tell me, make sure everything can fit in this purse. So in the middle of that, he was like, don't you want a diamond? And so I was like, okay, let's abandon Louis Vuitton to go get a diamond. Now, later that evening, the next morning, I was leaving work and trying to buy some food at Whataburger when I realized, oh shit, I don't have my wallet. Where's my wallet? And so I went back to Louis Vuitton 3 times. They slurping down, Miss Gladney, we don't have it. We looked at the footage. We don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have it. And, I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. I know this is the last place I was before I went to work. So 2 weeks later, long story short, 2 weeks later, I get an email to my work email. And in the subject line, it says your friend from China. So I immediately like, oh shit. I called my husband because he's in tech. And I'm like, should I be clicking on this? I called my work because I'm like, I hope I haven't, gotten some sort of virus into my computer or something like that. In the middle of that, my husband's like, click on whatever the little icon is. And it was a picture of my Louis Vuitton wallet. And the first thing that was on there was my social security card and my driver's license, all of my credit cards, everything was in there. It gives me chills just thinking about it or even explaining it to you guys right now, because I was just like, there is no way nobody's going to return a Louis Vuitton, wallet or whatever. But she sent in the email, she was like, I think this is your lost wallet. What happened was in Houston, a lot of people, when they come from other countries, they go to the Galleria Mall because it's like an attraction or whatever. So that lady was from China. She ended up, after I had my wallet in there, she bought the same purse that I was thinking about buying. And they shipped it to China instead of her having to take it on the plane or whatever. Even though they lied to me and told me, no, we don't have it, or whatever, right? And so once I got that proof, I was just like, I'm like shaking. I'm like, I cannot believe that we have this level of decency in people, because humanity, I'm like, nobody.
Well, did your wallet slip in the bag?
No, what happened was I wasn't really paying attention. Like I said, I was trying on different bags, trying to figure out, because I was just trying to get a small one for work. And I was just putting in my wallet and my phone just to make sure those could fit.
No, I understand.
And I ended up, like I said, I got distracted by my husband talking about, let's go get a diamond, and left it in there. And so then when I came back, I'm like, this is the purse that I was looking at. This is the one I thought that I may have left it in. And they were, no, Miss Gladney, we promise you. We looked at the footage. So what they could see in the footage is that I was taking something out, but they swear they couldn't see what it was that I was taking out. So in their mind, I didn't leave it in there. So once I got that email from the lady, I called the managers at the Louis Vuitton, and I was so angry because I'm like, how did my wallet go halfway around the world to China? And you guys over here pretend like if she hadn't been a good, upstanding, citizen, she could have been started her whole new life with all my credit cards, my driver's license, my social security. Like she could have done something nefarious with all of my things. Meanwhile, y'all over here lying to me, telling me no.
Oh, well, they didn't look.
Right. I know they didn't, but it just pissed me off that I came up there 3 times. See, I'm still getting irritated. Long story short, she mailed it to me. She would not allow me to give her any money. Like, it was just crazy because I'm like, I want to pay it forward. I think this is great because that's the type of thing that I would do. But I also think it's like, I feel like that was God because of the fact that my work, what do you call those things? Business cards was in there. So that's the way she was able to contact me because I don't think my cell phone number was
that's
in
how
there.
she got the
right. So that's how she got my email address, and she sent me that email. Now, I typically wouldn't click on anything because my husband's like, it could be a virus, it could be whatever.
Right.
But for whatever reason, I did. So then, I told into everybody at the Louis Vuitton, all the client specialists, all these people, this stuff is very expensive, and y'all up here playing with me. So long story short, they sent me a new wallet as well, a new like Louis Vuitton wallet and everything. And that was cool. But that's why I would have tried my best to return the money. Even if no matter what my financial state.
I hear what you're saying. Yep. Wow. That, what? God bless that woman though.
But that's the thing. I feel like so many things like that have happened to me. Like I was telling you the $1,000 rent thing when I was like 22.
Yeah.
I lost my iPhone. I said my iPhone. I don't know if y'all probably don't have this in New York or whatever, but you know how you have like those neighborhood mailboxes instead of the one that's like right in front of your house. So you got to go and it's a whole bunch of little ones. And I went to go check the mail, left my iPhone. This is the time when iPhones was like $1,000 too. And the lady called me from somewhere else in Houston. She was like, oh, I have your phone. She brought it to my house. I was like, what is happening as well? But anyway, that's why I try my best
do the right
to think
thing
about how would I be impacted if I lost, because the other thing with my wallet, my driver's license, I had just, how you have to pay to get a new, I had just renewed my driver. I was pissed. I'm like, it's $50 and I'm mad because now I got to go get a new one. But no, that's the reason that I think
you would do
I
it.
would return it because God, I feel like has done it for me. You know what I mean? So
yes, Julius, thank you, Nikki. Great story. For the person that returned your wallet. Julius, what are your thoughts? Are you keeping a 5K?
I actually have the same kind of similar story to Nikki, but mine's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the mall, and my parents always told me like how someone could rub your pockets, rubber, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get this call from a Facebook friend of mine. He's like, "Yeah, this lady said she found your wallet." Now I was running around looking for my wallet, whatever else, and someone took a picture of her who had it, who I took it. So I was just trying to find her, but she was already out the store. So, long story short, he messages me, and so I correspond with the woman. Now, she wasn't disrespectful or nothing, but I felt like she did jack my pockets. Not like a good Samaritan picking up my wallet couldn't find me, because the way the person who was watching her do it, she was walking straight into the store. Now, all my stuff was still in my wallet. But she wasn't a good Samaritan, like, even though I did get my stuff back, which I'm thankful for. If I seen receipts or whatever in the bag, then it would be deemed to me that I am not keeping this money. And I will turn it back into the bank. Because, my stuff is returned to me. Now, on the other hand, if I don't see any kind of paperwork, no nothing, no chicken head, no nothing,
we keeping the money. We keeping the money.
Brother got bills to pay.
All right, let me
to pay on these bills, okay? Shoot.
All right, let me get Emmanuel's in the building. People are asking for updates on the car. In my opinion, myself and Denzel, we're all working together. But he's doing okay. He's doing okay.
Exactly.
So we're all working together. Thank y'all guys for checking in.
Thank y'all.
Hey Diva,
yes.
Quick, was the money they found in the bag, was that money coming from the bank or money that was supposed to go to the bank? Was it like
I think it was supposed to be a deposit? But my thing is that reckless employee, because he should have been tell the people that he dropped the bag. Like, there's pieces I want to the story. Like, did you tell him, did you pretend you did deposit it? Or, did you tell him, listen, I would have went right back and been like, oh my God, I lost the bag. He couldn't have, because I don't know. I don't know. But Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Can I ask one question too?
Give me a minute, Nikki, because I really want to get Emmanuel in on this. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts on this 5K? Would you keep it?
Yes.
Oh, that shocked me.
Yes, because
clink,
how
clink.
do I know that's not my blessing?
Oh,
Yes.
Whoa.
Look, as long as I'm not stealing it, if it just happened to drop,
he said what
I'm
he
right
said.
There, I'm gonna thank the Lord for putting it in my way.
Emmanuel,
all
did you
right,
know that
okay,
there was names in the bag?
There was names in the bag?
Yes.
Yeah, receipts with people's name on it, where it
Right.
belonged to.
They said the bank's information was on the bag. He's claiming there was nothing in the bag that give any indication of where, come on, Carrie, of where that money, if it belonged to somebody. But they're saying no, there was clearly receipts and stuff in that bag to indicate where that money, who that money belonged to. That's why he got arrested. That's why he got charged. And that's why now he want to claim, I done lived here for 20 years. I'm an upstanding citizen. I don't have nothing on my record. If I known, I would have returned it. I wonder if he spent all the money already. And see, in hindsight, I know $5,000 sound like a lot, but it's really not. $5,000 could be gone in a blink of an eye. And would you rather be in this trouble that this man is in now, or just give the money back? And then maybe they might turn around, even though a lot of people lie, they may turn around and give you some type of reward, or they may turn around and give you the money. I don't know. But you know what? It's not worth it if it's going to turn around and they're going to be charging you as a criminal.
Probation.
Yeah, that's true. Because one time my mom lost her purse and she couldn't find it. And thankfully she found it. But mysteriously, everything was in the bag except the cash. So the person who found it took everything from there, but at least she got her purse back. But
At least she got her purse back.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, if you're saying there was information, then yeah, you should try
You
to
should,
give it
yeah.
back. Yeah.
And then maybe he wouldn't be in the trouble that he's in now. Mm-hmm.
Because you never know. The banker may be like, well, there's no one claiming this money. We can't see it through the system. Or the third party system, and law enforcement's not coming to collect us. So, here, you take half, we take a little bit of this, and we call it even.
Right. All right, guys, I'm gonna move right into the next story. We're doing good on time here. I'm moving the next way. You know what? I might as well talk about this bus driver. You know what? I think the school systems are having a lot of trouble, not only hiring teachers, but hiring people to, drive these buses. And I think they should start paying people more. I think they should start paying people more, and they got to start vetting these people out a little bit better too. So a Texas bus driver suspended after nearly plowing into 3 kids crossing the street in front of horrified parents. They said, what the heck is going on? So let's listen to this really quickly. Let me play this.
Drivers after they nearly hit 3 children. Incident caught on one parent's dash cam video, and Fox 4's Paige Ellenberger joins us with the video and also reaction from one of the parents and what the district's saying this morning. Paige? Yeah, good morning. It was a scary moment for parents with Denton ISD. 3 children were getting off of the school bus, eager to get home after a long day of school, when they were nearly hit by the bus driver while crossing the street to get to their parents. Check out this video. This was the heart-dropping moment for 2 parents picking their kids up from the bus stop after school on Wednesday. 3 children walking off of the bus. As soon as they attempt to cross the street, the bus driver steps on the gas, stopping just moments before anything bad could happen. The close call captured from one parent's dash camera who wanted her children's faces blurred. The father of the 6-year-old in the green shirt that we can see, who left his friends behind when he saw the bus moving, says the district needs to hold its drivers to a higher standard, and what happened a few days ago is not okay.
I'm mad. My wife is upset. Like somebody's head's gonna roll. I'm not standing for this. This could have been anybody's child. This could have turned out much worse than it did.
The district sent Fox 4 a statement reading, quote, "We want to assure our community that we take this very seriously, and the safety of each student in Denton ISD is always our top priority. The district has been in direct contact with the families of our students involved, and they seem confident in our solution," although McCormick says that's not the case at all. Now, the district did confirm that they suspended that driver, although because this is an active investigation, they can't mention any specifics as far as who that driver is. Live in Denton, I'm Paige Ellenberger for Good Day.
Ooh, child, he almost hit the kids. He let off the bus, okay? So a Texas school bus driver has been suspended after nearly plowing into 3 children who were crossing the street moments after they got dropped off on Wednesday. Now, he dropped them off. What is his problem? The close call was caught on camera and was witnessed by horrified parents, including a mother who can be heard yelling for her young daughter to get out of the way as the bus rolled towards her and a boy, according to the footage, okay? What the heck, the frustrated mom yells in the clip. A third child who was about to step in front of the bus walked backward to dodge the threat. "I wasn't even 20 yards away from him, and I would not have been able to help him," Matt McCormick, who was picking up his son at the school, told the local outlet. Hold on one second. Didn't even give time for anybody to be across the street. Nothing, just by. McCormick's son 6 is dressed in green in the video. "Once I knew he was okay, I was more really, really upset than anything else that someone could be let this happen," he added. All right. The boy's father filed a complaint with Denton Independent School District north of Dallas that came that same day and attached the video. He claims the district responded with an email with basic information on the incident, but failed to provide any explanation on why the driver nearly ran over his child. Thankfully, nothing happened to him. Nothing happened to the other children. Everybody's completely fine, other than emotional stresses, the dad stated, adding that he is not satisfied with how the Denton Independent School District handled the incident. The driver has since been suspended, according to the TV station, while the district continues to investigate. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to high-end drivers, McCorrick said. So, woo, child. Honey, the bus driver almost ran over the kids. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Better be glad that was them folks' kids and not mine. But that bus driver would have made it out there.
Child. And usually what the bus driver will do, the bus driver would stay there with the stop sign open so no cars will come until the kids get across the street.
Exactly. What they doing up there where you at, Nikki?
Wayne, what are your thoughts? You on mute.
At first, I was ready just to pound her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she should be driving a school bus. Okay. And the reason I say that, because I'm quite sure school just opened up. But to me, I don't know if it's some drugs or something,
Mm-hmm.
because that's one of those things that just ain't supposed to happen. The front of the bus was taller than that child. And if the boy didn't run out the way, with a boy or girl, she wouldn't have seen that child, because the other two had already come across. Okay, so that's why I say, she's probably going to lose her job, because she don't need to. When you're around children, you just can't make mistakes like that. That's just one of those unforgivable mistakes. It's no different than if she had that stop sign out there and somebody ran that stop sign. Okay, because a friend of my sister's 70-something years old, same thing. The lady got, not the same thing. She got off, my sister's friend got off the bus and walked to go across the street, and the car came right, killed her. 70-something years old. So I don't, I can't see, and it's not so much as like I don't have mercy. It's just that maybe this is not your profession. Because you're when you're around children like that, you're extra careful. That's negligence. To me, that's just negligence. Maybe she need to be driving a dump truck or driving something, other than driving kids. This woman got to work somewhere. Nobody was hurt. Okay, thank God, nobody was hurt. So she needs to go, go on, make her money some other way. Just not driving a school bus.
Yeah, that was crazy. So Ms. Wilson said back in the day we were taught to wait for the bus to pull off, then cross, because the driver can't see. Yeah. But you know what though? Why didn't once the driver noticed that she did almost hit these kids, or I don't know who was driving the bus, right? But why wouldn't you stop and at least try to show some, like, you apologize or something? It was like, okay, they stopped and was like, all right, they fine. They made it across the street and kept going. It's crazy.
Yeah, but they gotta stop, because they're responsible for those children. They supposed to stop and wait for those kids to go across the street, because when you stop, traffic stops in both directions.
That is facts.
And if he pulls off, now the child got to fend for themselves. How's a 6-year-old going to be able to navigate crossing that street?
No, I agree with you.
So they go across the street when everything is stopped.
Yeah.
And she should have been stopped. I have mercy and stuff, but on this is one of those unforgivable things, for me anyway.
No,
and I'm a forgivable person.
Yeah, it is. It is. They said not the dump truck. Dustin, what are your thoughts?
This very close to home to me, David, because I had an accident on a school bus. I was in school. I'm in a wheelchair, and the bus driver was going too fast, and they didn't put the wheelchair tie downs on, and my wheelchair got tipped over on the floor.
No way, Dustin. I'm
And,
so sorry that happened. So let me ask you this, Dustin. So you didn't have like an aide or someone that helped you?
well, I had an aide, but she didn't do her job, so she got fired.
Oh my God, I don't mean to laugh. That's a mess.
She was supposed to put the wheelchair tie downs on my wheelchair. Well, found out she was drunk.
Oh my.
And she was drunk, and so was the bus driver. So the bus driver she wouldn't even let her tie me down, tie the wheelchair down, I should say. Tie it down so my wheelchair couldn't move. And then the bus driver was in a hurry because she was drunk, and she was in a hurry and she just wanted to go. Well, I ended up on the floor in the school bus.
Who? Not the aide and the bus driver was drunk.
Yeah.
That was not your lucky day. Was you okay though?
Yeah, I was okay.
Oh my
I was
God.
okay. But they both lost their job over it.
They needed to. So just out of curiosity, Dustin, was your aide not the same throughout the whole school year? Or
no, because they replaced her with somebody else.
No, I know they replaced her, but before that, it wasn't a person that knew you on a regular basis?
No.
Oh, so my sister does something similar, one of my sisters, but her student she was assigned has been her student for a few years now until they graduated. Her student recently graduated.
My school done it differently. Every year I had somebody different. And they finally, after this accident happened, they finally gave me the person that knew me back. Because this woman that had me, she had more seniority. So just because she had more seniority, she ended up on the bus with me. And then she ended up getting herself fired because I ended up tipping over.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry that happened. Well, good thing she got fired. I'm glad you was okay. But yes, I forgot what they call it in Jersey, but I have a sister that do that. One of her students recently graduated. So now she has a new student because her student, graduated. But
it's called a bus aide, a bus monitor.
Okay.
A bus monitor.
Right. But my sister helps him inside the classroom too.
Is it called a shadow? Is that it?
I don't know, Denzel. I would have to ask her.
Aid.
Yeah, I guess everybody calls it something different, but I'm glad you're okay. But see, that's the other problem too. And listen, we just saw that the other day I did a thing on the school teacher, and remember, she was drunk in the classroom.
Yeah.
So now I see what you're saying. Like they had to get out there right away because it could lead to the child being hurt. Takesha, you could come up here. You just got to click the link. And you can come up and speak anytime you want. Click on the link. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I have questions. So, because I'm not quite understanding. I'm sorry, it's a lot going on over here. So the bus driver was pulling off before the 6-year-old actually cleared the road?
Yeah. And so what happens is now, because I know when I used to have to drive to work, some of them kids used to get on my nerves. They'd be running to the bus stop late, and now I'm behind this darn bus, and now I gotta sit here while y'all. How you late walking to the bus, to your bus, and you don't run, you walking and you late. But that's a whole nother story. Anywho, but she was dropping the kids off. And when you drop them off, 1 second, Dustin, when you drop them off, you leave the stop sign open so that no cars come behind, no cars, so that these kids can get across the street safely. Because if you're not by the school, I don't know how they determine where the crossing guards are. But I know in my area, when school is up, I don't know how they determine what blocks have crossing guards and which blocks do not. But there are some blocks where they have the crossing guards, and there are some blocks where there are no crossing guards, but I don't know how they determine where they put a crossing guard. But in this particular place, Like even when they drop the kids off the school bus in my neighborhood, they leave the stop sign up until the people come in my complex this way, and until the kids cross across the street to the other complex.
Okay, so this 6-year-old was almost hit by the bus, or they was almost hit by oncoming cars?
By the bus that dropped them off.
Oh. Okay. So that's what I was thinking, by the bus that dropped them off. The bus driver is paying no attention whatsoever to these children. Like this bus driver has no concern to make sure the kids cross the street, the highway, the pavement, whatever, safely. This bus driver is nowhere near invested. And I'm not saying that because I'm quite sure the bus was at a higher level than the 6-year-old. So the bus driver may not have seen the 6-year-old, but the bus driver did see the 6-year-old get off the bus though. So in my thinking is that you're going to make sure everyone who got, and I don't know if this was the first day, maybe, but if it's the second day, you already know this 6-year-old got to cross your bus and cross the lane before they are out of traffic. Like, so I find it to be irresponsible, and that it may be a mistake, and I may need to hear the bus driver's story. But has this bus driver been fired?
Suspended right now as they look into the situation. And Felicia, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna let you finish, Leo. But before I come to you, Felicia, I'm gonna come to Takesha because she has a bus driver's perspective she wants to talk to us about. But go ahead and finish, Leo.
I'm done. I want to hear the bus driver's perspective because I'm not quite sure exactly where I'm at in this. I can't put my feet down on this story.
Right. Okay, so Takesha, thank you for stopping by. So what are your thoughts from this bus driver perspective view?
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, this just pissed me off. Listening to this make me want to find the driver and choke them. I drove the school bus here, and I'm in Atlanta, and I drove for 7 years in the city, the county of Clayton County, where the airport is. When you are a bus driver and you are trained on all of this. The mirrors is the number one thing that they train you on a bus, because you can't drive a bus and not know how to watch your mirrors. The mirrors is what tells you and shows you everything. On a bus, you don't have a rear view mirror, so you can only see like straight through the back of the bus, and all those mirrors on the side. You have mirrors in the front of you. So that's all a part of training. And okay, when the students get off the bus, if you got 3 students getting off versus 10 students, you're counting heads. You're keeping up with how many students are getting off your bus. You're keeping up with how many students have to cross in front, if they do have to cross in front of the bus. And if you have students that are going into a neighborhood when you stop your bus, those are the ones that move first. Your children that cross, they should not move. You have to train your students. Do not move until I tell you to move. So you come up with different things so that those children can understand that it's all about safety. Because when you're a school bus driver, safety is the number one. It's number one. Like, no matter what, it's all about safety. As a driver, you have to watch the students. You got to watch the traffic. You have to deal with parents, administrators. It's not a joke, and it's definitely not for everyone. So when the students get off the bus, they have to cross in front of the bus. You can see all the students because the mirrors show you. You're looking at your mirrors. You're looking at the children, and you teach the children to watch you. And you basically hold your hand up, and it means stop. And you wave them across the street when it's clear to go. That means there's no traffic coming. There's no type of danger that you see on sitting up in that bus when you look down at the traffic, and you wave them across when it's safe to cross. If you don't wave them across, them kids do not move. They do not move if you train them right. Because what has happened is when you're a driver, we have to worry about oncoming traffic. When you put that stop sign out, cars are always trying to fly through the stop sign.
Yes, they are. Yes,
Right?
they are. You talking facts. Yes.
Nobody wants to stop for the school bus. And not only that, you have cars that come behind the bus that try to fly through, not realizing there's a child that may be crossing. So that's why you, as the driver, have to train your students to follow you. And you are the number one person to keep them safe. I'm so pissed off with that driver. Thank you for letting me
Okay,
speak.
so no, thank you for coming up and telling us that. I appreciate that. So let me also ask you this, because I didn't do this story, but there was unfortunately a story of a child. I believe she was in a wheelchair too, that ended up getting choked up on the bus. Dustin just told his story where his wheelchair kind of flipped over. The aide wasn't paying attention. You got these stories of the kids being left on the bus and nobody knows. Like, so I heard you, and I heard you say you count. You know, you got 10 kids on this bus, and you know how many kids are getting off. Is this training standard for all of the bus drivers? Like, because it's so crazy, the stories we hear and the things that goes on with the school bus drivers.
Yeah, it should be standard training. It may be different from state to state, but
Right.
I mean, every state safety should be the number one training. And also, as a bus driver, there are meetings throughout the whole school year. So it's not like you have one meeting and that's it. Like, you meet throughout the year, mandatory meetings for safety. So I just don't even understand. Someone said, well, he couldn't see the 6-year-old. That's bullcrap. The mirror shows you directly what's in front of your bus. You can see the whole front of your bus, your lights and everything.
Wow.
So that driver, either something was wrong, they didn't care, or they got distracted. I don't really understand what happened in that situation.
Whew, that's very sad. We appreciate your perspective and insight on this situation. Felicia, I'll bounce back to you. Any thoughts?
Hey, thank you, Takesha, for giving us the facts. I appreciate it. All too often when I see these young children coming off of these buses, I don't see that kind of attention being exhibited by many of the drivers or the person. I don't know what you call that other person that's on the bus. They just open up the door and the kids just run out, and it's a very scary situation. However, I was also listening and thinking about the story you did last week. Was it, Diva? With the teacher drinking on the job. She don't know nothing about that cup. She don't know what day it is, what time it is. And I think we all came away with the sense that we really need to be paying more attention. Just not trusting that the people who are being hired don't have issues or have a serious commitment to taking care of your child. That's pretty much what I have to say.
I appreciate you. Thank you for that. I'm gonna come down. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I already went, Diva.
Are you there? Oh, you did. Okay. Misbehaving. Thanks for coming up. What are your thoughts on this story?
Well, thank you very much, Diva. Hello, everyone. I used to be a bus driver years ago in California. And so I guess it depends on what location, what area, the rules are different. But what we would have the stop sign on the side of the bus that comes out, but the bus driver is responsible for getting out. We would have to get out the bus with our stop sign, have the kids wait on the side of the road. We walk into the middle of the road, hold the stop sign in the air, and we have the kids cross between us and the bus to the opposite side of the street. So I guess, it's different rules for different states and city. So the last time I drove a bus was back in 2000.
Wow. But that's a good practice, because like I said, so in Jersey, and I don't know the rhyme or reason, I don't know how the decisions are made, right? And I know they can't just randomly have them on every block, but I do know there are the crossing guards that are out. They're out. The crossing guards are out at the times like in the morning, and then I see them again out at the afternoon to facilitate the kids getting across the street or whatever the case may be. So my son's high school, I saw, because I guess a lot of people in the town, they walk to the different schools. I would see on different blocks as I was driving my son to school, the crossing guards making sure some of these kids got across some of the major streets. But that's y'all almost served, it seems to me, as like the bus driver / the crossing guard, because you came up with your stop sign held up. And a lot of the crossing guards, that I see here in Jersey, they put their stop sign up and they make sure the kids don't start to walk across the street until they make sure it's clear. And then they'll stand in the middle and they'll tell the kids, like, come, wade them across or whatever the street. Very sad story, but thank God, thank God that there was no tragedies. But the thing is, it was avoided this time because the mother yelled to the kid, "Get out the way." Imagine if the mother wasn't there and didn't say, "Get out the way." What could have happened? Because it happened fast, because you saw the one dad was there and he had to back up. Yes, Dustin, what did you want to say?
Let's just hope it don't happen again, because I can't handle another story like this. I hope it happened one time, and I hope the bus driver gets fired, because he don't need to be driving a bus like that. Just like I was telling you, David, telling everybody.
Yes.
People that did that, happened to me. They got fired, and I'm glad they did.
Thanks. I'm glad they did too. Did I skip anybody? Because my screen keeps shifting. I just want
to. I didn't go.
Okay.
Me either.
Okay. Okay. So I'll come back. Okay. So Denzel first, and then Nikki.
Okay. I'm sorry that happened to you, Dustin. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a long time ago, and I'm glad I'm out of school. So.
Well, yeah. That's good. But I'm just saying, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. It's been over with now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this like years ago, Diva, and I saw and I was riding the city bus, right? And I was riding the city bus, and so because I saw this school bus driver, she was on the phone. I'm like, why you on your cell phone? You driving the bus, like what? And then I saw another. It wasn't the same day, but I saw another school bus driver and had earphones in their ear. I'm like, you are driving a school bus. You got kids on your bus. What are you doing? So like this bus driver, I don't know if it was a he or she, I don't know, but this bus driver, it pissed me off, because I'm like, you driving for kids, and you didn't wait for them to cross the street. Like, like was the bus driver drunk, high, whatever? Like, what in the world is going on here? That bus driver wasn't paying attention, apparently. And the bus driver, they got suspended. They should have got fired. And I hope that bus driver learned their lesson. But to be honest with you, I said, they need to be fired. And if it happens again, I hope it doesn't, but they need to be fired. And these school systems, they really need to hold on, wait a minute, I take that back. These school systems, they need to be cautious who they hiring, but at the same time, they probably don't know that they're gonna do that, because they probably passed the test. So these school systems that hire these bus drivers, they probably don't know that they're gonna do that, because they passed the test to become a bus driver. It's like, but these bus drivers, they need to pay attention, because you pass your test to drive the school bus, and you being not responsible. If you're not responsible, you should not be driving a school bus or any other type of vehicle, but especially a school bus. If you're not responsible, don't drive a school bus or any other bus.
That involves people or children. That is
That
correct.
that is it. That is it, and that's all,
Yep,
Diva.
that part right there. You are correct. Nikki, your thoughts, and I'm just grabbing what I'm not ignoring you, but go ahead, talk.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm playing. No, I was gonna say, I think school buses are just not safe in general, because I've never been on one that had a safety belt. Yet, if you don't wear your safety belt, you can get a ticket. So I never understood how we can have someone driving around our children without safety belts every day like it's nothing. And I don't know if that's just a Texas thing, but I've never seen that, to be able to protect the kids in that way. I did want to say this because, I try to be fair, and this I wouldn't say necessarily applies, but I do think, accidents happen. Thankfully, these children that were trying to cross the street, thankfully they had other adults, I guess, that could notify the bus driver, hey, there's kids coming. I as a parent, I would want to know what is the school district or whoever monitors, evaluates the school bus drivers, what their plan is, so that whenever I put my child on the bus again, because I think, like, how am I supposed to, if I'm the parent and I witness this, how am I ever going to be cool with my child getting on a school bus? You know what I mean? And then the other biggest thing to me is, I think more than anything, is the age of these children. Kids, you have to redirect children a lot of times, because they are not aware of the dangers, if that makes sense. They just going along. My friend about to ask me if I want a piece of candy, or you know what I'm saying. So they don't have the wherewithal to make sure and ensure their own safety, unfortunately. And so as adults, I feel like we have a responsibility, especially with the motor vehicle, to ensure that these children are safe. And I'm just so grateful that someone's parents, uncles, brothers, sisters, whoever the people were that were adults coming to get their children, were there. Because I'm just like, what would have happened if no one was paying attention, or if someone got off the bus, got their child, and they were gone, And so I don't know. I want to say she should be fired, because I just do think, well, first of all, I would be demanding an immediate drug test on site and alcohol test, because, or, if I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, maybe she was sleepy, because I feel like driving while sleepy is a lot similar, or almost more dangerous than driving drunk, in my opinion.
They said it's so. 2020 did a special on it. They said it's just like being drunk. They said it's equal. Wait, I'm gonna let you finish. Let's add this in there. This is interesting. They are on the fence with safety belts on buses with so many children. If it was an accident, it's too many to make sure they are all out of the seatbelt and off the bus. That's interesting. But go ahead, Nikki. And I also connected, Nikki, when you said maybe this was just an accident. Maybe it was, oversight, right? And that's probably why they said they're investigating. The problem I have, though, with it being an oversight, why did you not stop that bus, get out, and show some concern instead of just, okay, they safe, I'm going to keep going?
Right.
Like, there was a father there. You could have said to the father, like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I don't know, something. But she just kept going. And that's part of the problem I'm having with her. I'm saying her, but I don't know who was driving the bus. That's the problem I'm having with the person that was driving this bus.
Right. I agree, because I noticed that. I'm like, so she stopped, but then they didn't, or unless, they didn't show the rest of it, it didn't seem like she opened the door, put the car or the bus in park. Let me go check and make sure. To me, that's a red flag, man. That's not even a red flag. That is a literal fire bus, in my opinion. No pun intended. So for me, that's problematic, because teachers, the schools, the school buses, we are entrusting them, and their promise is to keep our children safe, because the children spend most of their time with strangers, their teachers, their whomever else. So we're hoping, I guess, as parents and a society, that you're going to do your due diligence to make sure that they're safe. And especially, I think what bothers me the most is the age of those kids. Because in my neighborhood, I've seen they 6 years old up to 8 years old, and the parents are always waiting for them. And you need to, one, because they're predators out there, but more than anything, because like I said before, children are easily distracted. And you don't want them to run into the middle of the street, which is what kids do. But I would be demanding that somebody, I don't necessarily think, well, I will say I probably would want her to get fired. I probably would. But I do wonder if they're technically investigating just to cover themselves that they did everything. Or is it we want to investigate because this lady or this man has been driving our school buses for 30 years and we don't want to just, you know what I mean? If this person has been
I think
has a
they
good track record.
investigated simply because it was outrage from the parents. I don't even think it's that deep.
Oh,
I think it's because the parents had expressed outrage and they sent the video. I think that's why the investigation.
Yeah, the video.
Yeah,
thank God for the video.
Yeah. Yep, that's D. I'm gonna be very honest with you. So one of my girlfriends worked the night shift, and the reason why she quit working the night shift in the hospital is she said one day, like driving home in the morning, she was on like her road, like the road to her house is a back road. She said, thank God I took the back road. She said, because I was driving and I thought I was fine. She said, next thing you know, I was on the other side of the road. And then I just all of a sudden woke up. And that's when she said, okay, I can't do this anymore. And she was working in, even the states are close together, but she was working in a whole nother state in which she lived. So not only was she working a night shift, she was working in another state. And then the drive home was a long drive home. And yeah, she said just like that, she blinked and closed her eyes and was on another side of the road. And she was happy that it was the back road. And that's when she said, I can't do this anymore. And she started looking for another job. But yeah, you want to know what's odd? Your body and your mind knows when you're close to home. You ever had to go to the bathroom really bad and you was able to hold on, and then as soon as you get right next to your door, the accident could probably darn near happen? Yeah. And so the same thing they said happens with driving when people are tired. Your body somehow knows like you're almost home. A lot of those accidents happen when people are right next to home.
25 miles is the average.
Also,
25 miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had that happen also too, Diva, because I used to live in one town, a small town, but I worked in the city. And so I would drive home and literally this was, oh my God, over 20 years ago, but I bartended at night, and then like at 3 or 4 in the morning, I would travel home, and there was a particular exit, and the exits are declining. So I was supposed to get off on exit 22 on 95 to get to where I needed to be at. I passed the exit, woke up, and I saw exit 14. And I did not swerve the lane. I was not in the ditch. All I know is from exit 22 to exit 14, I must have been asleep because I missed all of them. The car was driving itself.
God was with you.
Always. The angels was on my shoulder.
Yes, they was. Yes, they was. Wait 1 second.
Oh.
Sheila, thank you for the super chat. Truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And Sin City from NOLA, common for night shift workers. Very common. Very common. Yeah, bladder meets the keyhole. Come on, child. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Okay. Yes, honey. Bladder meets. That's the first time I heard that, but yes, that is facts right there. It's like your body's like, okay. As soon as you get to the door, then your key ain't going in the door right. It's a hot mess. Okay. Hot mess. Okay. I haven't watched The Past yet because I do not have whatever that channel is on.
Peacock.
Peacock. You be driving.
I'll get you on it though, Diva. I give you my code. I get you on it.
All right, text me, boo.
Okay,
if you don't have my number, I'll put it in the private chat. Yes, you be driving on automatic with both feet when you get close to home.
Diva, I send you mine too.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. So yeah, it's just it's a lot going on. I do believe it needs to be investigated. But I just want her to. I wanted her to like just stop, I guess, and say something or say I'm sorry or something. Did I skip anybody on this subject before I get to the last subject?
Hey Diva, it's me. I'm back.
Okay, hey Julius.
I seen the video. You know before I left for a quick second. Yeah, she had a quick coming to Jesus moment and stopping, but that should not have happened in the first place. And it's like, I don't know who said it. I think it was Wayne. That driver know that bus is too damn big for the. Oop. No, I'm gonna say it. Too damn big and what it caused harm to that child. If that child didn't have the common sense to step back, we would have been talking about a whole other scenario, and that father probably would have chased that bus down just to get to that driver.
Yeah, it's very sad. They saying the past is already on YouTube, is it?
Is it really?
That's what somebody wrote.
The trailer is. Let me look.
Yeah, okay. So let me go ahead and get into this last story. Hopefully I didn't skip anybody. This last story, okay. So I'll say this. A girl, pregnant woman, apparently was in a store. They accused her of stealing. Let me just show it because I cannot right now. Let me just show it. She's not alive. I'll say that. And it's very sad. But what I didn't understand is if you didn't take anything, why not just get out the car? Ohio cops released body cam a video of officer pow-powing and unaliving a pregnant driver, okay, after she refused to leave her car. So let's show this video and then I will read a little more. It's 36 seconds. It's really quick.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car. They said you stole stuff. Do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No. Then get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Shots, your shots fired. Shots fired. Stop the car. Stop. Stop. Stop the car.
Well, he's gonna be at.
There it is.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I should have warned them. Hold on 1 second. She's not alive. Ohio cops released body cam footage Friday showing an officer fatally pow-powing a pregnant mom of two when the suspect shoplifter refused to leave her car and accelerated toward him. The video shows that just before Takaya Young, 21, of Columbus, was pow-powed in her black sedan outside of Kruger in Blendon Township on August 24th. Officers repeatedly barked for her to get out of the car. When Young asked why she was being told to exit her vehicle, which was in a handicapped spot, she was told, they said, "You stole stuff. Do not leave." The mom of two sons, ages 3 and 6, replied, "I didn't do you know what." The other girls was taking stuff. One of the cops who is standing at the driver's side window says, "Get out," before he slams his fist against the window. A second officer who was standing at the hood of the car with his hand leaning on the hood shouts, "Get out of the effing car." As Young then accelerates towards him, he pow-pows a single shot through her windshield. Screaming can be heard, and the car moves towards the parking lot, slowly swerving around a support column on the building before crashing into the grocery store brick front. That's a picture of her. Okay, the cops chase after her, screaming, "Stop the goddamn car," as they point a GUN towards the driver's side window. The second officer attempts to open her locked door, but is unable to, using his elbow to smash the partially open window to gain access to Young, who is slumped over the center console. The officers then rendered medical aid to Young, which was not showed in the video. Blendon Township Chief John told AP Young was later pronounced unalive and her unborn child did not survive. Her child was expected to be born in November. She was so excited to have this little girl, Nadine Young, her grandmother said at the news conference Wednesday. She has 2 little boys, but she was so fired up to have this girl. She is going to be so missed. Young's family viewed the footage before it's released, saying in a statement through their lawyer, Sean Walton, Having viewed the footage in its entirety, it is undeniable that Takia's death was not only avoidable, but also a gross misuse of power and authority. The family is now seeking a criminal indictment of the officers. Walton said the family grew frustrated with delays in the police department releasing the footage publicly. The police said the delay resulted from a small staff trying to process the video and properly redact certain footage. Why did they have to redact it? Such as officers' faces and badge numbers in accordance with, okay, I could see that, with Ohio law. The officers are on paid administrative leave while the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations looks into the matter. Very sad. I'm sorry I had to bring this sad story at the end. But we're going to go around and tell our thoughts. Wayne, what is your thoughts on this situation?
This is real upset. Okay. First of all, they don't do that to white folks. Sorry, Dustin, but you don't see it happen to white folks. Okay. The girl did have a gun. And how was she driving towards?
Be easy.
I'm sorry.
How
was she driving towards him if she had stopped her? He's on the side. And you know what? This is why when I hear about cops, innocent cops, whatever, when they get a bullet here, I have no sympathy. I don't care how good they were. I don't care how many children they got or had. I have no sympathy for them. Not one goddamn ounce of sympathy. So when they get one of those bullets to wherever,
okay, wait, let's be easy. Let's be easy.
Yeah, that gets me like here. That, you know, because it's just happening too much, and get administrative leave. That's the vacation. And then nothing happens. They always find a way that the accused did something, grossly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see on these YouTube channels, when they stop these other people, they start quoting the law. They start doing this. No, I'm not going to roll the window down. I'm not going to lock the door. They don't bust their windows out. Mm-hmm. Okay. And like I said, when you pull them over, sometimes you think they pulled the cop over. The way they talking to him. So I don't play. I have strong feelings about that. I'm strong feelings. You know.
Yeah, I understand.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Leo, your thoughts? Be easy with your words.
Wayne took it, all the way there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm questioning whether or not was this woman. Did she actually do what they are alleging that she did? We don't know yet.
Mm-mm.
She did try to hit the police officer that was in front of her. It is true that others can get away with that, but we all collectively know that that's not something that we can get away with doing.
Mm-hmm.
If they will pull out the pow pows. Mm-hmm. I've had the pow pows pull on me and my brothers before. So it's doing absolutely nothing. And when I do mean nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. So it's negligent.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely negligent.
Mm-hmm.
It did not have to escalate. She ain't nothing but a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So it did not have to. Yes, it did not have to escalate to this point. They need to stop hiring these scary cops that the first thing they're going to do is pull out the pow on somebody when things go left. Things go left all the time. It's not that serious. She was not accused of a mass pow-powing. Well, a whole bunch of folks is unalived.
And why not her tires? Why not her tires?
Yeah, it's a shoplifting thing. It's a shoplifting thing. If she would not respond, or she did not go with the orders that was brought out to her in cuss words to do, and she's not being compliant, get the license plate number, cut her down, give her a subpoena for a warrant. It don't have to elevate to this type of thing for a shoplifting beef. You don't have to go there. That's not that serious. If we was all in danger for our lives because it's getting ready to be a mass pow going on, then you got to do what you got to do. But a shoplifting beef? And it got to come to this?
Yeah.
It's not that serious. And that's just me. I feel like you need to gauge your level of force according to what the crime is. You don't need to do a high-speed chase over somebody stole a pocketbook from an old lady and you got to put all the citizens in danger just to get this person. You don't have to pull out your pow on a shoplifting beef, all because you feel like this is the person. You feel like you got the right person. Cool. Do what cops are supposed to do. Detect. Give it to the detective and let them sort it out, or get the license plate number, get the information, and send this young lady on her way.
How about this? If you really want to stop her, you can put the tires out. Where would she have gone?
But they don't see. That's another thing too. They're not trained to shoot out tires. They're trained to shoot to kill. They've all been
pow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A pow to kill.
To unalive. Yeah.
To unalive. Unalive.
Yeah. I mean, but my thing is, pregnant now is two people. It's this woman and it's her baby. And they, I mean, you start cursing at this woman. Now, listen, and I hope we can have a conversation here, because this is a real conversation I want to have. On the flip side too, just anybody in general, this is not just pertaining to this female, and unfortunately, may she rest in peace, and unfortunately her child, and now you got two children that don't have a mother. If they approach me, even if I'm right, then I would get out. I would open the window. I would say, okay, I would whatever. The other day, this is why I don't like self-checkout, and I don't like these big box stores. I went the other day because I was trying to teach my son like to go to the Sam's Club and all that by himself. We was in the self-checkout line, and he scanned the you got to scan the membership card, and he was scanning all the things. I didn't think to say, make sure you're scanning the right things. My thing was, you got 7 items, make sure you scan 7 items, right? When we get to the end, because they scan your receipt and then they scan your items, the lady kept saying our package of napkins was not on there. I was like, but we got 7 things. And I said, there's 7 things on the receipt. What he did was he scanned his popcorn boxes 3 times and not the napkins, right? So we just had to go to the customer service so they could fix it for us. Thank God, because I actually got $8 back. I said, boy, I done overpaid. I'm gonna hurt you. But again, it's like, it was this big production, and the line is long waiting everybody to go out. It was this big production, like we was, trying to steal something. It was just crazy. And I just feel like it got to be better system. And I usually don't do self-checkout. It just so happened that line was shorter that day, and we did, and I was letting my son scan. But again, I'll go back to this particular scenario. I just try my best to remain calm in these situations, because I know that we're not treated the same. And since we know that information in advance, and this definitely should have never happened to her, but we know this information in advance, why do we keep running down the same road?
She was only 21.
21.
Ain't been on this earth long enough.
But if they say, get out, can I see whatever? Get out and let them see. Because you know what my girlfriend told me? She's NYPD. She said, you rather fight your battle alive than have to have your family trying to fight the battle for you while they're burying you.
We know that's the right thing to do. But when you're in the moment, first of all, you're already scared you're going to get pow by the police. That's the fear. See, they don't fear that. They ain't scared of them. We're the ones scared of them. And justly so, because we know what's going to happen. Especially when you hear cops talking about amongst themselves using racist words about, yeah, back in the day, we would have done this. Or, you know, yeah, back in the day, I did this. Confessing to what they did. So, I mean, I know you should. You want to come back home. You want to tell your children to. Let me stop, Diva, because this
I know.
literally
It's a
gets me
heated.
like.
I really was debating on this. What took me so long today to set up my show, because I was like, I want to show this, but at the same time, I knew it was a heated conversation. But I'm just saying in general for future, if anybody's in a situation, just show them, just listen. And I'm not saying right or wrong here, but what I'm saying is, to the best of your ability, if you can, save your life. Leo, I jumped in while you was talking. Did you get to finish your thought?
I did, because I'm also, you know, emotional with it too, and I'm using all the wrong words, so I do apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I don't want to fuck up your stream. I'm
no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm
It's
so
not that.
sorry.
It's no, you're fine. You're fine. You know, I don't get that crazy with it. I mean, because it's a great conversation for us to have. Nikki, your thoughts. Be easy with your words.
Yes, ma'am. I think what you're saying, no shade to you, Diva, is it's for people of color. It's the same thing as I just want to say, I'm gonna call them white people, say when something like this unfortunately happens, and their wording is different than yours, but you're saying the same thing, which is just comply, right? So just comply. And I wish it was just that easy, but I could just tell you, you know, working where I worked with people who had IDD, it was in the country. So I remember, you know, being pulled over when I got off work at midnight or whatever. I know this part of the country there's no people that look like me. So me getting out the car is not an option. Me complying with you regarding that is not an option. Because I'm in the boondocks. I would probably only get out of the car. I would like probably roll the window down a little bit and be like, you can give me whatever ticket, but we're going to go to a lit area because I don't want to come up missing. You know what I mean? So I think I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, I remember a cop pulling me over in the same type of area a few years ago, right after George Floyd and all of that. And I would say had anxiety, and he could tell. He was a Spanish guy or whatever, but he could tell so much because he was like, I'm not going to harm you. Like, it gives me chills right now because I was just so frozen, because I know that this area that I'm in don't have a whole lot of people like me. And so they wouldn't care. You know what I mean? And so for me, I agree with you. I just wish it was that easy. I wish we could have the same outcomes by doing what you're saying, which is just comply with whatever the instructions are that the police are giving you. That being said, I can't, what's hard for me to wrap my brain around is, why was your weapon drawn at all? You know what I mean? You're asking someone to get out of the car. They're not a suspect where they have hurt someone else. So I'm trying to figure out what's the immediate imminent danger that you needed to use this level of force. Because now, like you said, 2 people are gone because you have a split second. And Leo is absolutely right. Their training doesn't say to pow their wheels or their tires.
Well, let's hold on tight, right? Because I know people in the force. So that is not everywhere. Now, what individuals do once they are who they are and what they're doing is what they do, right? Just like that doctor that unalived the baby by pulling too hard. That wasn't their training. That wasn't protocol. That's what that doctor did, right? So what I want to put out there is, and I want everybody to understand, I am by no means excusing what they did, none whatsoever. But I also want to say that this is not all of them. This is by no means all of them. But I'm adding to that also that we know we cannot change another individual's behavior. We can't. And we got to live in this world. So I don't know if I put it up because I missed, but it rolled by. But Carrie wrote that every time her kids get pulled over, they FaceTime her until the incident is, like, the situation is done, right? So what I'm saying is similar to what Carrie said her sons do. We gotta start putting in some mechanisms in place, knowing that these situations can happen. Because remember what I said, my girlfriend said, it's better to fight your fight alive than to have somebody, a family member, trying to fight your fight and you're gone. So in these situations, you gotta think, what can I do to keep myself alive? And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying it is what it is. What can I do?
But it's not like that in the South, though, Diva. It's not like that in the South.
Right. I'm not going to dispute that, right? So, but I'm just saying, generically, what can I do to keep myself alive in this situation? So what I'm saying is that, yes, this situation was wrong. Would it have been the same had she just went ahead and got out? We're never going to know. But all I'm saying is, in this particular situation, I wish she would have said, okay, I'll get out. Okay, I'll roll down my window. Okay. So yeah, they were dead wrong. But the thing is, we can fight wrong right here, but a young lady is now gone, and so is her baby. And no matter what money this family gets, you got two young boys whose mother is gone. You got a baby who never got to see the light of day because of this. And I think it was in the liquor store or something like that. This is insane. This is insane. And so my thing is, there was something in, help me people and understand, I'm not saying this should have happened to her, but she knew something about some stealing, because she said it was them other girls, not me. So she said that out of her mouth, right? So all I'm saying is that, yeah, and there are other people that comply. So I don't want y'all to get me wrong that I'm sitting here thinking like, oh no, I'm taking up for them. I'm not. Yes, there are people that comply, this, that, and the other. But I'm just saying, us who are still here on this side, us that are still here on this side, I'm just saying, if you ever get pulled over and you're in these similar situations, like me, I always say, I let them know my purse is back there and my driver's license is in my purse. So you want me to get it? I said my other insurance and stuff is in my glove compartment. Do you want me to reach and get it? Right? And even if I feel that I was like not speeding or whatever, I take the hit. I just take the hit, because going back and forth with them, it's like, is it really going to matter? I'll take the $500, the $200, the $100 ticket and drive away pissed off and alive, hopefully, versus not. So I just want to say, I do totally understand what everyone is saying, but I'm just giving a generic public service announcement to say, whenever you can, even if you feel you're right, just go ahead and just comply with these people and say, all right, I'll get out the car, I'll open the window. Me, especially if I didn't steal nothing, I'm going to be pissed off, but go ahead and look in my bag. I can't stand that every Walmart I walk out of, you got to show your receipt. They looking, they this, they that. It's just ridiculous. But you know what? Here it is. Yeah, it's a lot of people. We have so many stories of this happening. And so Nakia said, I do think it's different for us in New Jersey than the South. Cops are racist, but they don't take it that far. Yeah, I mean, so I recognize there is a difference. But I want to recognize what I saw in this situation, and I'm like, I wish she would have got out, and I don't know how that would have panned out. Listen, I don't even remember where that one guy that was in the Applebee's. So I'm not saying that they don't get aggressive and go too far with us. They most certainly do. Nikki, go ahead and finish your door. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just, I'm of two minds because I do agree with you.
Mm.
I want my husband to come home safe. I want to come home safe. I just disagree with us allowing the shenanigans to continue on just so we can be safe. My thing is the police officer, I'm not supposed to be scared of the police officer, right? You know what I'm saying? So if for whatever reason, like I said, for me, I would be like, I'm scared. I want to drive somewhere where I can be seen getting out the car, whatever the case may be. And I don't know, maybe she felt that way. Maybe she felt like, it wasn't a safe situation. And so therefore she wanted to, stay in her vehicle. But I think it's a travesty that we have to be on guard. And it's like Leo said, we all have a collective unconscious. We're not shocked that things like this happen, but I feel like it does us a disservice to just say, okay, well, just so I can get out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's sort of like, well, then they're going to be able to do it to my son, and because they are not going, there's no vested interest in them changing their behavior because they're on whatever you said, I think administrative paid leave and all that. And so that's the problem that I have. I am a law-abiding citizen. I want everybody to make it home safely, but it bothers me that we have to play by a different set of rules just to survive. Whenever we're supposedly, all have the same inalienable rights and whatnot. So I'm like, why do the rules have to change for me? I should be able to say, I don't feel safe right now. And then I should be able to still go home. And I get what you're saying. You want to be able to go home, so you need to pick a lane to be in. I'm just saying, I think that it's unfair that I and all my brothers and sisters have to pick that lane when, like, to Wayne's point, other people don't have to do that. They can yell and scream and do whatever at the police. And I don't want to make this a police bashing thing. I have a problem with, one, why do you have your weapon out to begin with? I have a second problem with, and I know this sounds sexist or whatever, but she's a female. Like, she probably not gonna beat you up, but maybe she could, I don't know. And then she's also pregnant. I'm like, I just find so many things wrong with this whole situation. I couldn't even watch what you were playing, V, because it just disturbs my peace. But I just feel as though I wish we could have accountability in a way that shows people of color we are not going to continue to allow these types of situations to perpetuate over and over and over again. And I'm not even saying anything about the family having a civil suit or a lawsuit or whatever the case may be. It's sad to me, whoever her mom is doesn't have her daughter anymore, or her grandchild. So that's the biggest.
Right.
Okay,
Let
I'm
me
sorry
get some
for
other
going
people.
on.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But let me get some other people in. Let me just add this though, right? But the time for change to happen is not when these situations happen. We would need to do something about it now. We would need to speak up now. You see what I'm trying to say? So these situations happen and we get outraged, but then the minute it leaves our mind, we carry on with life, right? So let me get the other people in, but I just wanted to throw that food out there for thought, right? So the idea was initially that and this doesn't happen a lot now because they live all over, but the idea of the police living in the community in which they serve, it was for particular reasons as such. But now a lot of them, they kind of circumvent the system. They're serving in Brooklyn, but they live in New Jersey. They're serving in, New York, but they live in upstate or whatever. And there was rules on that before where those rules are not the same now. But the idea is if you served in the community in which you live, you would kind of get to know these people a little bit more, because these would be the people you would bump into in your supermarket, in your gas station, and your this and that. And they wouldn't be so unfamiliar to you, and you wouldn't be so scared when you see them walking down the street, because you'd be like, oh, that's Johnny that lives over blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't want to get too far into it. My screen shifted a little bit. Some people dropped. So I'll go to Keisha. Any thoughts on this situation? Just be easy with your words as you talk.
Okay. So for me, I have a 21-year-old daughter. And if I was the parent and this, child came out alive, I would ask her, why didn't she get out of the car? So for me, it makes me think that because she did not get out of the car, she had something. There was a reason that she did not get out of the car. Now, not saying that's a reason for them to pull the guns out and harass her and, go about doing it the way that they did. If I get stopped by the cops and they tell me to get out, I'm getting out. I'm getting out with my hands up. You can search the whole car. I don't have nothing to hide. So the police are not, I don't feel a threat with police officers. Maybe that's because I've never been in that type of situation that some other people have been in. But I've had one cop that was mean to me after an accident. And other than that, I don't feel a threat with the police officers. I do see what's going on in the world and I am aware of it. But I don't want to live every day feeling like that either. So I'm just going to comply. I'm getting out of the car. I'm opening them doors. You can go search the trunk and get under the seat, do whatever you need to do. So I just think she had something because her reaction was just a little weird. And I also wanted to know, when the car started moving forward, has she already been shot or did she get shot after?
Yeah, we use pow, but I'm a mixture of what really happened too. They redacted this, and I get they redacted it because they don't want to show their faces or whatever the case may be. For some reason, I'm feeling like she already was, because it kind of like crashed into the wall. And it was just rolling. It wasn't like she was like full speed driving away. It was like the car was rolling.
Like she had already
Was on it, and it just rolled. And again, I just don't understand why if y'all don't want her to go nowhere, you ask her twice to get out. Okay, do the tires, because where's she gonna go?
And that's what I was thinking.
She had to get out.
Thinking the same thing. I'm like, why do that to unalive someone? Why not do it for the safety of the person, to keep them safe, even if they shoplift? You're not the one who should be taking the life. So yeah, they should have shot the tires, all 4 of them, if you have to, because that was just, it was uncalled for, and it's just a sad situation.
Yeah, very sad situation. Denzel, what are your thoughts?
Was she did she still, was she still, or was that alleged?
It was alleged, but
Okay.
The other situation though is she was somehow aware that other people were taking stuff, because she said it wasn't me. Other people in there were taking stuff.
Oh wow, she didn't tell the police that?
No, she said that to them.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay.
She said it wasn't me. Other people were taking stuff. It wasn't me.
Okay.
And they asked her to get out, and she said no. Yeah.
Okay. 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 But here's the thing, because I agree with everybody. I agree with what you said, Diva. This is the thing. I'm just going to keep it real. If it was a white pregnant woman, it would probably been different. She probably wouldn't been, pow if she was a white pregnant woman. She probably wouldn't have gotten pow. But this is what needs to be happening. These police officers, not all of them, not all police officers are racist, not all of them, but they need, these police officers, they need to have proper training, that you don't just pull out a pow at a certain race of people. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, the thing, what's that noise? Somebody, I heard a dog barking.
Mhm.
But the thing is that, I see this time and time and time again on the news, and it gets emotionally draining, and
Mhm.
it really is too much, because it's like, okay, well, if you don't do that to white people, well, don't do that to black people. Treat everybody. What I'm trying to say is treat every nationality the same. If they wrong, they wrong. If they right, they right. So, you know, I'm
I,
sorry that
I
happened to her.
I think what needs to happen is that they need to understand how to de-escalate situations. And yes, we have seen situations where they known that the person did XYZ for a fact, and those
Mhm.
persons have been walked into the police station alive. So I
Yes,
think they need to know how to de-escalate a situation. At the end of the day, at best, it was maybe some wine bottles or some food or whatever the case may be. So was it really that deep that you had to take that out and, do whatever to her? Now, if she was trying to drive her car off, still, I say the tires. I don't get it. So yeah, I think overall, honestly, the de-escalation process of a lot of situations, they need to look at it and de-escalate better. A prime
yeah.
example of is the guy in the family in Applebee's. Y'all had the wrong person, and then y'all want to flip the script on that young man, and he gets arrested. But thank God, with that particular Applebee's stories, Jay-Z and his lawyer team is behind that now, and I think that that couple is going to fare out pretty well. But it's just like, again, if there's no footage, we're in trouble. The last cop, it was 25 miles per hour on the road. I don't know how fast she said I was going over it, but at least when she stopped me, she said, I'm turning on my body cam, and I said, okay, perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Turn on your body cam, because we don't want no situation here, but it's just crazy. Let me just because we're coming close to time, Denzel. Let
Can
me
I
get,
say one more thing,
yes, of course.
Diva? I'm sorry for taking so much time. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Diva. I agree with you. Like, if you in the right, if you in the right, just try to comply. If they ask you to get out of the car and search your car, let them do it, and just save the peace. That's it, Diva.
Yeah. Say, like someone said earlier, it should be protect and serve. Yeah, it should be. In
And
my
rest in peace. And I'm sorry,
No,
Diva.
you're
One more thing.
fine. Uh-huh.
One more thing. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, yeah. Just listen to them. If the police tell you to get out the car, just listen. Even though you're not wrong, just listen to them and just save the peace and rest in peace to her. Condolences to her children, her family, and friends. That's it, Diva.
Yeah, 100%. The thing is too, right? She was in, not to say that, because look at what happened in this crowded parking lot anyway, but she was in a big parking lot. Again, I'm just like, get out. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Um, Diva, let me tell you, I went back and forth on this story, and I'm glad I was further down the list when you went to this,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm of two mindsets. I am tired of seeing our kids, feel like they being slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also in the mindset that I would hope that I've raised my kids to the knowledge of protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the police needs to put the weapons down, because we don't want you to be judge and executioner. We kind of want you to protect and serve.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in this situation, we could have used the taser, we could have used mace. It was a lot of options that we didn't look at. And if they thought she was going to drive off, they have those things in their car where they can bust the tires out if she had ran off. But you not only put this girl's life in danger, you put everybody that was in that parking lot in danger, because
That's true.
that bullet could have ricocheted. It could have hit anybody. It could even hit a child. And so I'm of the mindset that, where are your mindset when you're shooting a pow in an open place where there are plenty of people that this could happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have a name on it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you've been trying to use it, and even the best of marksmen sometimes miss. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like this could have been something that could have been tragic, not only for her. I mean, this was tragic, but I'm just saying it could have been a whole lot worse had that thing ricocheted off of the middle of that car. So I just feel sorry that this happened. And I really want us to get to a place where we can all, feel justice, feel peace, you know what I'm saying? Not be scared of the people that we're supposed to look to protect and serve us. Like, I want to know that the people I'm calling for help is going to come help me and not come hurt me.
No, I get you. I got you. Yeah, I hear you. Dustin, what are your thoughts?
I just want to say that it's very sad, and I hope you get the justice. And have a good night to you all. And I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, I appreciate you. All right, guys. So it was heavy at the end. I try not to do this sometime. I know it's a heavy subject and a heavy topic. My heart goes out to this young lady. May she rest in peace, and her, child that never even got an opportunity to come into this world. I definitely think, regardless, I feel like these officers, they need to be fired. At the very least, they need to be fired, because the amount of force that was used was definitely not necessary. And there was other ways to de-escalate the situation. And I felt the way they were speaking to her was very personal. Just get out. It's almost like you can't ask them any questions, because if you ask questions, it's like it pisses them off. It's almost like a how dare you, ask me any questions. I'm the authority. You just listen to what I said. The Fourth Amendment guarantees a right to an illegal search. I know here police can't just ask you to get out. They assume she's shoplifted. So I don't know. And you know what, Priscilla, all of that is right. A lot of times, a lot of things that are happening. So I want to be clear, but I know y'all all giving information. So, I'm just talking generically somewhat, right? Yes, all of that is true and right, and I will never disagree with any of that. But unfortunately, in a lot of these situations, they do have the upper hand. And the only thing I know of that can be perhaps a slight answer is, at this moment, is listen to them, especially when you know that you are in the right, and just be like, okay, I don't have it. All right, I'll step out of my car. And definitely, Dot Willie, shoplifting is not a reason to, pow upon someone. Definitely not. Tight Natural, I'm closing out, but you're in the building. Did you want to add something to the conversation?
Yes, I would. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I happen to live in the city,
Okay.
Columbus, Ohio. I don't remember which Kroger's this is, but from what small amount that I read and heard, my take is basically just, first of all, you seen that she was pregnant,
Yeah.
and we don't know what they said she stole, but you're just going to handle this woman in such a way. You don't know what was going through her mind, and being a police officer, I know that there's training, but obviously those ones are not using that training in the manner that it is supposed to be given and
Right.
used. because you're supposed to assess first
Yeah.
what you're supposed to be investigating it with that small investigation. So that is not at all what happened. Um, even if she did do the crime that they said that she did, you still didn't handle it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And to have the weapons that each individual officer has, and this is one woman who is clearly pregnant, and you use that kind of force.
Yeah.
It's just not warranted. And this is so horrifically often that it happens to us.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be done about that? It shouldn't be happening in the first place. So it seems like it's ramping up more than the other way around.
Yeah.
So just sad. And are they going to go to jail, go to prison for killing 2 lives?
Right.
Probably not.
Right. You're speaking facts. So I'm gonna close out with this, and I do understand everybody's feelings, and we can definitely have a greater conversation on this in general. And I know that is very passionate and very heartfelt to everyone. I just want to give everyone 30 seconds. I'm gonna start at the top, and we know that this is a problem. We know that unfortunately, and a lot of times in these situations, we do not fare off well. So I want to say, what do you think could be a tip that we can give everyone to perhaps, make sure that you are safe when it comes to these situations? So just really quickly, 30 seconds. What advice do you think you can give, Wayne, so that people can just stay safe? Now we know it's not right, but right now we just say, for your safety, what do you think someone should do? So Wayne, and I know you're very passionate about this. I don't know if it's going to come out. You're on mute.
Yeah,
But what do you think?
just bypass me. Because
Okay,
what
I
I got
got.
to say is not appropriate for YouTube.
All
So
right.
I'll just bypass me.
All right. I appreciate you, Wayne. Leo, anything? Leo, are you there? Do you want me to bypass you also? Okay, I think we might have lost Leo.
I'm here. I'm
okay.
here. I'm
Okay,
here.
yes.
It's a lot going on. Okay, so what was the question again? I am so sorry.
No, you're fine. I said, I know this is a passionate conversation, but I want to end on a more positive note. And I want you to just maybe give somebody just a quick tip on how to stay safe if they encounter situations as such.
I would say, first of all, be legit. Like, have your stuff together. Be prepared not to be digging for your license, not to be digging for your registration. Be prepared. Be prepared for your things and speak openly. I'm reaching for this. I'm reaching for that. Also, if you can, and you're in a place down a dark road and you're getting pulled over, call 911 and let them know that you're being pulled over, but you're trying to get to a lighted area if you're a female, so you do not feel safe. Put that out there. Put it out there. There's nothing that can take away from that. Just say, I'm being pulled over. I'm in such and such road or street, and I'm trying to get to a safe location. So I am not trying to avoid being pulled over. I'm trying to get to a safe place. And also be aware, like, when you are pulled over and they got all the things, just go ahead on and do what they say do. If you can. Yeah. If you can, if you're in the right mind, they say get out the car, get out the car. Because it's most likely once you get out the car, there are people looking and paying attention
and
to what's happening to you.
Yeah.
Right. So do that if you can, regardless of whether or not you're guilty or innocent. It doesn't matter. Try to comply as best as you can. And
Yeah.
and I'll say this, pay attention to the officers that's telling you to do these things. Read their badges, read the numbers, look at them, have a description. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Yeah, I love all your advice. Now I will say this: I got my son. There's this case, so he can keep the AAA card, the insurance card, and all the stuff in that case. So that way, if they do pull him over, he could pull out that case. And then also too, they had one for teenagers. I just didn't like that one because people break in your car and take your stuff. Where it was a clear case, and they could put it right on. What do you call the front thing in your car? I can't think right now. Like you could drive with it on there, but my son is like me. He'll forget to remove it when he parks or whatever, but it's right on display. So when the cops pull you over, it would be in a clear case right up top on the dashboard, so to speak. And all your stuff is in there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They have that for teenagers. So yes.
And I keep mine in the sun visor. Like it's a
That's
clip
smart.
that I got on my sun visor, so I can I ain't going in the glove compartment, right? I ain't doing none of in no hidden compartments. Like I'm going to the sun visor, so ain't no need to shoot me. Ain't no gun in the sun visor.
Right. So yeah, so that's a good tips. And yes, Emmanuel, I am. I don't know what time yet, but I am. Dustin, because I got to finish off that book tomorrow and give away a book tomorrow. Dustin, what is a good tip for safety?
Just stay prayed up and just be very careful what you do when you're out, and make sure you keep your cell phone on you at all times.
I like that. Keep your cell phone on you and keep your cell phone charged up. So another thing that I have my son carry is the portable battery pack. Like when he goes out, I'm like, charge up your battery pack before you go, charge up your phone. So that way, if your phone dies, you have your own battery pack to charge back up your phone. Do you know what I mean? So yes, that's good tips, Dustin. I appreciate that. Thank you. Keep your phone on you, keep your phone charged up. In my opinion, a good tip for everybody.
If you feel like your life is in danger, then tell them, you know what I'm saying, I'm scared. Because 9 times out of 10, I know people don't believe this, but I've had it happen before. I was actually really, really scared because it was like a whole bunch of them that came upon me. And I told them, I said, look, I'm really scared. I'm shaking. I showed them my hands. I said, I really can't move right now. If I could just get one officer to talk to me, I would feel a little more better. And they did. They respected what I said. So if you don't feel safe, let them know, because I know they get a bad rep. It is some good officers out there. It's some bad ones out there too. But there are really some good officers out there. So we got to normalize being able to speak up for ourselves and having a voice. Because whether we know it or not, those body cams are recording. Thank God they are. But at least let it know. At least let it be on record that you don't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I like that. That's a good tip in my opinion. I like that a lot. Yeah, just say I'm nervous, I'm scared, I don't feel safe. Or just say I'm nervous, I'm scared. My stuff is over there, that's over there, this is back here. I'm just nervous right now. You tell me what you want me to do. You want me to get it, whatever. One time I got pulled over and they had told my son to reach back and get my pocketbook from the back and pass it to me so I could give them all my stuff or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but I like that tip a lot. Like let them know I'm afraid, I'm scared. Can one person just talk to me and tell me what you need and what you want me to do? I like that tip a lot. Thank you for that, in my opinion. Nikki, what tip do you have?
Can I say one thing before I give you my tip?
Please, quickly, because I'm in overtime.
Yes, ma'am. I was just going to say, people comply all the time and it doesn't change the scenario or their outcome. So that bothers me. And it's just like, why do I have to prepare?
Okay, but Nikki, we on tips now. I know. I don't want to go backwards. Give us a good tip. Thank you.
I don't have one. This enrages me.
All right, sounds good. All right. Denzel, a good tip. Yeah. Oh, wait, Sin, thank you. Thank you. I like this tip. Um, ask them to turn on their body cameras. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Somebody, I'm sorry, I passed it real quick, but I wanted to mention that because you gave, okay, yes, I love this tip. I'm going to get one. I keep saying I'm going to order, but I'm going to order one. You know, those little panic button things is good for females. And this is not just about cops. It's like maybe you walking, because sometimes if you coming out, I go to malls a lot. I'm sorry, yeah, I shop too much. But you know, maybe when you're coming out at night in the parking lot and that parking lot is dark, just even general safety, get one of them panic buttons in case you know somebody trying to come up on you. Have one of those panic buttons. And I think my friend says you get it from Amazon. It's not a lot of money. Get yourself a panic button. But she's saying also in this, you know, case. So get yourself, ladies, and the guys too, get yourself that panic button. Thank you for that tip. Denzel, a tip. Do you have a tip?
Yeah, yeah. Make sure make sure you have like a camera in your car. Make sure you have a camera. Um, just just be safe and excuse me. Just be safe if like I said before, um, if you know you're not wrong, just listen to them. You know, just just comply and say just keep the peace. So if they ask you to get out of the car or whatever, just um just listen to them and just keep calm and just tell yourself everything will be okay. Just pray to God that ask you to guide you, and just listen to them, and everything will be okay. At least try. That's it,
Yeah.
Diva.
I like that too, right? And yeah, motor culture, this is true. What's scary is we need protection against the very people who are supposed to protect us. Oh my God, what are we doing? What are we gonna do? I'm concerned. Yeah, it's concerning, but at the moment now, because it's going on, we gotta find ways to stay alive and then work on ways to change the things that are going on in the way that they approach and address us. Tight Natural, this is on you. What tip do you have that to help us stay safe that you would like to share?
This is about the third confirmation in maybe 2 days of get a body cam. Um,
Mm,
I, I was listening to like Clark Howard or something, and he brought it up, and that sort of thing. And then I don't know, something else, and it came up again, and then now today. My thought was that I was going to get these things for my loved ones as well. I have two grown sons, and a daughter, and just others that made me think. And they're not as expensive as what we think. Of
okay.
course, they could be more elaborate and that sort of thing. But yeah, I think a body cam, and in my opinion, I absolutely loved yours and Leo as well. It's one I can think of. Um, but that body cam, especially when you're saying that you're scared, please help me to give you what do you need, so that that camera shows exactly what you're thinking and feeling at that time. It's
Mhm.
going to show everything. So that's definitely a confirmation for me. Um, I just want to say, Diva, your theme song is my jam. It's my jam. It is my.
It's
I
it is
be
fire.
butterflying.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you? My brother did that for me. My
Is
brother
that
did.
right?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
I,
Every time
I just
somebody
wanted
tells
you
me, I tell him, yeah.
to.
My brother did it for me. So yes. So
Great
yeah.
job.
So listen,
Great
guys.
job.
Thank y'all. I'm glad you enjoyed. Everybody be safe. And listen, I'm not like a politic girl, right? Like that's not my lane. But I do know that in order for change to happen in these particular areas, we do have to find a way to speak up and have our voice be heard to have these individuals be held accountable and to go through more training to know how to deal with us and not deal with us in such manners as some of them do. So I will say that. So on that note, guys, y'all always take me in overtime. Y'all gonna get it. I cannot. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to do one story. That's what y'all taking me down to. Where I'm gonna have to
One
do
story. One story.
It say good night. It say good night to y'all. I'm gonna
Right,
do one
right, right.
You started 15 minutes late tonight, though, Diva.
I did. You know, whoa, don't do that. Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Don't be calling me out like that. Whoa. But you are correct. I do have to keep that in mind. I sure did. You are correct. But listen, I love you guys. Tomorrow I'm gonna finally finish out that book, the last of the 8 love, whatever we're doing, and I'm gonna give away the book.
8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty.
Thank you. In my
Okay.
opinion. Thank you, Dustin. I'm going to finish that out and I'm going to give away a book. And we'll have a chat tomorrow. I love you guys. Have an amazing holiday.
Love you, Diva. Love y'all.
Love you back. And I'll
Hey,
see you
Diva, I sent you the link for the thing, and you can put it in your bio. The description of this video, so they can get it.
Okay, you know what? Okay, thank you. I did see an email pop up. I appreciate you. I definitely will. All right, guys. Thank you. See you later.
All
And
right. Love you, Diva. Love you, Diva. Love y'all. Y'all have a blessed holiday weekend. Be safe.
Okay, bye. Somebody said I could do 2
Bye.
stories. All right, I'm gonna try to do 2 stories. Bye, y'all.